Alright, what's going on, you guys? So I've been watching this video and I've been watching some parts, just trying to get to what's it, the 764 group.
Ryan, we're back from the break. Now we're getting into the heaviest shit of the interview.
Yeah, the most important to me personally.
Yeah, so we're talking about are we going right into 764?
I think that's what we should do, yeah.
Okay, so what is 764? What is it?
So I'll tell you in my own words first. 764 group is a Satanist cult group that focuses on extreme violence, and one of the main things that they focus on is towards children. They're labeled as a nihilist group, and for anyone that doesn't know what a nihilist is, it just means like they believe that nothing matters. There's a group called it, but no lives matter. No human life matters. Nothing matters. That's what a nihilist is.
Just because nothing matters doesn't mean you could act all fucked up and ruin other people's lives. Like, if nothing matters, kill yourself. Like, only if you're like, a weirdo and a predator and preying on vulnerable people. Like, if you really believe nothing matters and you're one of them, just kill yourself. Easy. Or just, I don't know, just be homeless.
And these people have proved over and over again that they fit exactly the description that they're labeled as. And there are a ton of offshoots of this group, which I want to make it very clear that the main reason why they do a lot of the things that I'm about to show you is to get the recognition for it. There is to get the recognition individually, even if they're part.
So they want clout. They prey on little kids for some clout. Man, y'all some pussies, bro.
Part of a group, or a group that, they just want their group out there in any way, whether it's negative or positive. This group isn't looking for positive attention. I'll just be candid about it and tell you they extort children out of sexual material. They extort children into cutting their wrist, hurting themselves, cutting areas of their body, engraving their names into their chests, their legs, their arms, their faces. They've had children commit suicide live on camera in front of audiences of people while they get cheered on.
This sounds like a Black Mirror episode, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure like they blackmail them. They probably come up as friendly, start talking, and they have like probably a photo or something that's very personal, private, sensitive to them, and then they use that to exploit them. And they're probably like, oh, I have this, now listen to me or I'm expose you. And that shit's so sad, man. But it's never worth doing all that, man. It's probably gonna suck. It's gonna suck, but man, just get exposed, man. Like, but I know how that is. Like, it's hard. You don't want that photo or whatever it is that you gave them. You don't want that getting out. Because your family would know, your friends would know. They're kids, so they probably go to school, and everyone's gonna look at them, bully them, so they listen.
They convince children to kill animals in their house, like their pet cats, their pet dogs. They try to convince them to kill their family members, commit mass murders, bestiality, incest, you name it. A lot of it has already been done.
Oh my God, it's everything bad, bro.
And I have a lot of examples of that to show you today. And that is only with 2 of these groups that we've been doing passive reconnaissance on for a short period of time. There is plenty of other active investigations that are going on with other organizations and that I may or may not have involvement in. But what I can show you today is based on what Sentinel and I have found in a relatively short period of time, and it's going to blow your mind. It's absolutely disgusting.
Man, you don't get me with these freaky ass ads, man. What is this shit? Look at this shit they advertising now, man. The world is freaked out now.
And, there's more to it, but it was created by
Man, imagine kids see that, man.
it was unbelievable.
It's
but
weird.
A 15-year-old boy started this group in Texas.
A 15-year-old boy?
15 years old, bro. Yeah, he probably like grew up in a disturbed environment, you know, probably didn't have a father, probably got abused.
15-year-old boy started the group. He was the beginning of it, and he, from what I read, was a nonverbal kid that had some, issues. I don't want to glorify this kid or talk about him in any way where anyone would feel bad for him, because he created something that is the worst thing next to, all the other things that we've talked about. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
So a 15-year-old boy started this organization with like thousands or hundreds of like sadistic people. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like everyone has the power to start something. Like whether it be good or negative, man. Like everyone has influence. Like so I try to use it for good, for positive. Cause like a 15-year-old boy could literally start this organization where tons of kids die, man. It all started from him.
And we'll see how you feel about it when you see it. But it was all started from this kid, and there's something called I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's called the COM, and the COM is a collection of mostly teenagers, but there's adults in there as well that congregate on the internet. The COM is short for the community. And they congregate on the internet, and they dox, meaning like release personal information on people. They SWAT, meaning they send SWAT teams to people's houses just to, scare them and to get recordings of them being swatted so they can use it to brag. Like for example, they'll call in to a local department and say, "Hey, my name is John Doe. I have bombs strapped to the windows. I have my family strapped to the chairs. I'm going to shoot them all if any police enter the door." They're going to say all these horrible things.
Yeah, they basically like get their address and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna do some crazy shit," and then the police come. But like when they get there, it's not. He didn't make that call. He's probably just chilling, watching Netflix, eating hot Cheetos or some shit like.
So that a SWAT team,
Bro, they could get killed, man. They could get killed, man. And just wrong one move. But he's innocent. Like, oh, let me get my phone out of my pocket. Boom! Straight to the chest, bro. Cooked.
Response. And that's what swatting is. I've personally been swatted 3 times.
Yikes.
2 of which, police actually showed up, and it was a big deal. I had a video of one of them, but I never gave them the recognition that it happened. There was no proof that it happened other than my recordings of it that I saved on my phone. I didn't want to give them the credit, So that's the COM. The 764 group actually came from the COM, And that doesn't mean all of the people on the comm have their own problems. They do their own stupid stuff. They've been torturing me since I was on your show 3 years ago, releasing my credit report, my personal information, sending pizzas to my houses, USPS boxes
Oh
to
my
my houses,
God.
and on like pretty much thousands of boxes, no, literally thousands.
Sending what to your house?
USPS boxes, like
Why?
because they're
Bro, you gotta be careful, man.
free. Like you can order them on the USPS site, and they'll just keep sending pallet after pallet after pallet of these boxes. It's like just to be annoying though. Like they do it to be annoying and to get a reaction out of you. That's the comm, and a lot of them don't like me, and that's I'll keep the comm pretty short because they're a whole different topic, but usually just annoying. I wouldn't say that they're hackers. I would say they're more annoying, and they have technical abilities. Getting information on people, the way that they mostly do it is they like to use the term TLO, which TLO is just something TransUnion offers to run a report on somebody. And they'll use like a stolen private investigator's account to run somebody's name, get their social credit report, and all of the above. And if they don't have access to one, they'll pay $15 to someone that does. And that's how they got my information, which I don't care. I genuinely don't. My credit's frozen. My address is out there publicly. There's nothing about me that they're going to find that isn't already out there. Like it doesn't matter to me. You can dox me, you want all you want. You could try to swat me, but like I know all the police all around my area. They're fully aware that people are going to try swatting me and have continued to try to swat me. I'm not really worried about them. It's more so the 764 group that stemmed from the comm, which is a whole different set of evil that I've never seen, where they want to like they want to sex steward children. They like, and usually for the people out there that are not familiar with that term, is when somebody sends naked photos, could be an adult or a child, and the second that those photos are sent,
They use him. He said, "Do this, or I'm gonna release him."
they
Watch.
say, if you don't send me X amount of dollars, I'm going to send this to your family, your friends, your school, your loved ones,
Literally was just saying it.
and they try to extort them out of funds. Most of those sex orders, not that it's okay by any means, but most of them are just trying to make money. They're not trying to do anything evil. And 9 times out of 10, they're never going to send that to anybody.
Oh, but the 764 doesn't care about money. They just get off on seeing people suffer.
They're because they're never going to get paid if they do, number one, and number two, they're like if there was a child that they have nude images of, they would be distributing CSAM, like child sexual abuse material.
Bro.
So it happened. The reason why I say that is I have a family member very close to me that it happened to. He sent stupid pictures. He was an underage boy, and I won't say his name obviously, but I had to coach him through how to deal with these people, and they wanted money. They didn't want any of this other evil stuff, and I got them to click a link. The scammers. I found out that they were in a foreign country that was I believe it was Nigeria. It was a couple years ago, but I think it was Nigerian scammers. And I told them just ignore them. Just don't say anything to them. Ignore them. I know it's hard. I know you probably feel like they're gonna ruin your life, but they have no benefit in sending
Yeah, just take to expose if they do, bro.
your photos to anybody. And they didn't. That doesn't mean that doesn't happen. It just didn't happen to him. And most of the time, why would they? It's wrong, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not trying to make it sound okay. But in comparison to what these sex orders do. It's not
Comparable. They do it to see people suffer.
it not even comparable, man.
I remember you telling me about these guys the last time we met in Florida,
Yeah,
how bad this shit is.
yeah. I've been working on this for a long time, and with Sentinel, it's been a few months, but I've been working on it for a long time. So it is.
How did these guys pop on your radar?
So I was a federal agent actually gave me a heads up about them, and from there I never heard of them at that point, and I started digging in, just reading the public stuff out there, and it blew my mind. It was like the clearest definition of, evil. Like I keep saying the word, but it is just pure evil, and that's what they want. That's what they're going for. But it's just hard to believe that people
Just edgy kids, bro. I'm trying to be edgy.
out there exist that are even worse, or if not the same level.
I'm a psychopath. I'm autistic. Like, just weirdos, bro. I'm trying to be edgy and shit.
Of evil as the other people that I'm fighting against. And a lot of them are teenagers and young 20-somethings. But, you know, there's the random 30, 40-plus-year-olds that are involved in this as well, that they just want to cause harm. They want to cause destruction. And what is the next level? It's, you know, it starts with, and I'll get into some of the terminology, but they call it cut signs, or I've heard in some of the groups, cut sluts is what they'll call the little girls, where they cut a username into their arm or their breasts or their legs or whatever part of their body. And
Fuck.
it started with that, and then it was, okay, what's the next step? Kill the animals, and then, you know, hold up a username on a piece of paper, and then hold the dead animal in the other hand. And, you know, like that group will then send that message everywhere. And then the person thinks by doing that, the child thinks by doing that, they're going to stop. They're going to
No. They're not. They're gonna fucking use you up. Use you up, bro.
leave them alone. And what ends up happening is they know that victim's just going to keep doing whatever they ask, because they've already done it, and now they're in possession of the news, and these people will send it to your family and friends. And it's just unbelievable. There's more.
Yeah, watch you do all that shit, and they still send it. So I'm saying, just take the exposures, man. Don't make it worse. Cause watch you cause harm to yourself, to other living people, animals. Watch you do all that, and they still send it. Like, it's all pointless. Just take the exposed. It's hard, but
to it. But I want to show you some of the content
it's the best option.
and some of the questions that I'm sure you're going to have. I can answer, and I want to. There's just so much to this that I could go on like an hour tangent trying to explain it. But could I just start by showing you this situation, and then we'll take it from there.
Damn, he pulling out the laptop.
So
He got. I know he got some crazy shit on that shit. This is like a top tier hacker, bro.
I went into the 15-year-old that started it. He started luring minors from Minecraft. That's where it all began. It all started with him luring minors on Minecraft to, you know, sextort them and make them self-harm. The group was influenced by Order of Nine Angles, which is a Satanist group outside of the internet.
Yeah, after this video, I'm gonna do like another reaction to what he just said, 9 angles, and the one he's investigating right now, 764. I'm gonna do like an individual reaction for both of them, just explaining the backstories and everything. Because I think he's just like reading off cases, like examples of what they do, not really like a general idea of how they started, their goals, you know.
Which is a combination of Satanism, neo-Nazism, occultism, and all kinds of things. So, you know, obviously that goes with, if I want to just read a list, it's rejected empathy, promoted ritual violence, belief in culling, which, if you know what culling is, that means that real power comes from harming others without hesitation.
Real power comes from harming people without hesitation. Man, I think these motherfuckers need to lay off the acid and shrooms, bro.
So that's like a whole Satanist belief. And then there's a ton of offshoots, a ton of these other I got groups that I have notes that, no exaggeration, this long, full of different groups that are doing the same thing, full of members.
How many members does this 764 group have?
Let's see.
If I don't have an exact number on it, but if I had to guess, 20,000, 30,000.
20,000
Oh,
people.
it's huge. Like, there is no shortage of these scumbags.
And it's only growing. Cooked.
No shortage. The average vulnerable target that they're going for is 9 to 17 years old.
9?
9 to 17. That's the average. They'll go for anybody, but that's usually what they run into in these games like Minecraft and Roblox and other social media apps. And without going into more of these notes, because I'm just trying to hit some key points and not forget them. They're targeting minors, and I have a few screenshots to show you this, on mental health forums. So they'll go to a mental health forum where they
Like Reddit, probably. Like on a depression, anxiety, Reddit.
see somebody is struggling as a kid, saying that they're either being bullied in school and they don't want to live anymore, or that they're self-harming already, and they'll pretend. So they lure from those groups, they groom them by trying to be their friend or pretend to be their boyfriend, and give them actual mental health therapy. Sorry, it's hard for me to even say this.
They just like talk with them, try to like, everything's gonna be okay, just like pillow talking.
Mental health therapy, and I'll read those conversations, some of the grooming that they do, and
You
they
get
even have
comfortable.
they even have playbooks on how grooming, and they have an over 240-page manual on how to do this to children.
These motherfuckers created a manual, bro. What is this? What is this, bro? Like school, bro? This is school on how to be a weirdo, bro?
That they share amongst each other, and they, like I said, they're all on mental health forums. They even had I have a tweet that I took a screenshot of. I'll show you, where it's a group that where they're saying like, join here if you're struggling with mental health, and it's just a direct link into one of these horrible groups that, as soon as that person or child, mostly children, believes that person's their boyfriend or their friend or their girlfriend, one or the other,
They do
and
anything.
they send those nude photos, the second that happens, then they go right into the extortion and
He was like, so that was all an act. Take off your clothes. Like, damn.
extreme violence.
Crazy, bro.
All they want to create what's called, and like I said, I'll get into the slang. They want to create what's called a lore book. So it's like a collection of all of their extortion material that they could use against them. And do I need to use any more of these? Let me see. Yeah, so
Motherfucker's weird, bro.
okay, in these notes too, over 250 ongoing investigations by the FBI, briefings at Europol conference. FBI classified 764 as as a domestic
Terrorist group.
terrorist group. Yep.
A terrorist group? Oh, fuck.
And then there's a bunch of people that were arrested. But where do you see the time that a lot of these people got? It's nothing, man. It's nothing. And some of them are having children kill themselves. Like, it's mind-blowing. It is absolutely mind-blowing. But I'll
Are you
read
talking about time they got in prison?
time they got in prison. Yeah.
They've had people kill themselves through extortion, and I mean, what is this sentence? What is it?
So I'll read you some of the stories. Okay. So these are just notes that I wrote for this podcast, and I figured that I would do a lot of it off the top of my head, but it gets me so worked up that I'm probably better off just making sure I get this on point. But 14-year-old, and I'm just going to use their first names, the victims, even if it is public. 14-year-old Elliot joined a black metal music forum during a tough family transition and started at a new high school. 764 members pretended to be supporting quote-unquote friends, directing him to gore sites, which later escalated to him carving satanic symbols into his skin and producing hundreds of self-harm photos categorized as CSAM. So that was one, and something that I learned is that self-harm pictures within themselves, even if it's children, from what I read, is not considered CSAM, like child sexual abuse material, but if it is sexualized, it turns into child sexual abuse material.
Wie funktioniert Trading mit 30 Minuten?
So you're saying like a picture of a kid cutting themselves is not. It's not like, yeah, CSAM. But once they start doing like freaky shit, that it's considered. Man, the law be crazy, man.
For me, I don't fully understand that. Another one. A teenage girl named Eve was found in another Discord server. Discord's a chat application that a lot of them use. By a 764 member posing as a friend. He faked giving her a ton of affection, support, which in quotes, which she desperately needed at that time, which is what she said. Then extorted naked photos and forced her on video to carve usernames deeply into her skin, and strangle and behead her pet hamster. A member said, "Bite the head off, or I'll F your whole life up," in quotes.
And she
later,
bit
she
it.
cut herself deeply in the bath to, as they told her to, turn the water red. And there's, a video
Oh my god, that sounds brutal, bro. Turn the water red. Damn.
of her in a bathtub that's red,
What?
full of her blood.
They
even sent a SWAT team to her home, as well as leaving permanent 764 scars all over her body. She's still in therapy, and she did all of this in her bedroom closet. And I have the pictures to show you this with this particular victim.
See, like they get one photos, man. They got you doing all this shit, not just carving. You kill your hamster, then you kill yourself again in the bath. Then you got swatted. Man, if you don't just take the exposing, bro.
A 25-year-old man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female that was also recruited into 764, so likely a victim herself that was converted into an extorter, which happens often, by the way.
That happened? That's common?
That's common because these kids, they're already, a lot of them struggling with mental health issues. They find a group that they think are their friends somehow, and then they start extorting other kids. So it's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken.
Wait, what happened?
That's common?
Converted into it. Also recruited into old man, deep in depression, was particular victim. A 25-year-old
You saying he got recruited?
man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female.
Targeted.
Was also recruited into 764, so likely a victim herself that was converted into an extorter.
She was a victim, and then they got her doing that shit.
Which happens often, by the way.
That happened? That's common?
That's common because these kids, they're already, a lot of them struggling with mental health issues. They find a group that they think are their friends somehow, and then they start extorting other kids. So it's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken. She started, so in this particular case, the 25-year-old man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female, recruited into 764. She started daring him to commit self-harm videos, which later escalated to him dousing himself in gasoline, lighting himself on fire in his hotel room. As the group watched and...
Damn, bro. He's like, put gasoline and light yourself on fire. Okay. Bro. You literally about to die. You rather burn yourself, die, instead of getting pictures. I know. It's probably hard though. But still, man.
laughed at him. He passed away. See screenshot I wrote of the
He passed away, bro. R.I.P., bro.
virtual funeral, because that's what he said. Watch my virtual funeral. And I want you to hear these idiots in the YouTube video as this guy lights himself on fire.
Bishkek,
Oh, he's playing it. Oh, he's playing the video, guys.
called Tashtar Ata. He found a spot in the snow, set up his phone, and lit himself on fire. The entire ordeal played out live on a Discord call. At least 29 users were in the server while it happened, as he was propping up his phone, sitting on the ground, praying, then dousing himself. Some were recording, others were cheering. In one clip, someone shouts out the group. Another calls her by name.
Shout out to Discord people. Fucking Satanic. Shout out to fucking 764.
Shout out to everyone, fucking big shout out to Money and big shout out to SMLK. And we gotta say,
It took him so fucking long.
6323 is better than 764.
Yeah, bro, they sound like like the motherfuckers on VR chat that just be weird, bro. Yeah, bro, these motherfuckers probably ugly as shit in real life.
That's the worst death possible, man.
You hear that? So he said he said that is the worst death possible, man. And they're laughing about it. And what you didn't see on the screen is a blurred
died.
video of him lighting himself on fire dead on the ground as these people are laughing at him and naming out their groups that are not associated with 764 but offshoots of 764. So that's from a public YouTube video, but relates to that story I was just telling you. Another one, in one case, a person that was already arrested threw a brick through the window of a pregnant teen's car that was lured from Roblox. She threatened to report the group to...
Man, leave the pregnant woman alone, bro.
NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And the shock put her into cardiac arrest, killing her and the baby.
Oh, man.
The guy was arrested for being part of the COM, meaning the 764 group, and he had his own offshoot, and was charging $50 to $200 for bricking, swatting, and doxing services. So bricking, like I said, I'm going to go over these terms, but bricking means show up at somebody's house and either throw a brick through their window, shoot it up with a gun, vandalize it, break windows, do something, record the video, and post it. And sometimes when they do this bricking thing, they'll do it to their own members to see if they're loyal and you know, like, won't call the cops, and if the cops come, they won't snitch. They'll literally do it as a loyalty test, which gets even worse in a bit. But that's what bricking is.
Why the fuck would I be in a group like that? Motherfuckers doing that shit to me, like, and he says it gets worse. Like, bro, I want to. Not saying them, but like if I was in a group, you know, we were all members, bro. That shit is so stupid, bro.
And that guy is arrested. 22-year-old member of one of the groups kidnapped and the 12-year-old girl in Virginia. He was convicted and sentenced to, this is a long sentence, to 350 years in prison.
350 years, bro.
764 group also leveraged animal torture, incest, self-harm, bestiality from their victims. 17-year-old member Nino live streamed himself attacking an 82-year-old man, and 2 weeks later he murdered a 74-year-old woman on video who he believed to be Roma to prove his loyalty to the group. He was only sentenced to 14 years, and I have a video of that, which is
killing someone, you get 14 years, bro.
Very disturbing. He hurt an old man terribly and murdered an old woman gruesomely live on Discord, the chat application, just to prove to these people that he had what it takes to be part of their group.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
And
damn, bro, he really want to be a part of something, bro. Got no self-love.
And did you hear the sentence? 14 years. 14 years.
Where was that?
Virginia.
I don't know off the top of my head.
14 years.
I would imagine it wasn't the United States, because if he believed them to be Roma, that's like a usually other countries.
If you're a producer who hates AI,
Damn, man. 14 years. Dude, it feels like Mexican, man. He probably would have got like fucking life or the death penalty, bro. Cooked.
13-year-old girl. This happened 4 days ago.
Where?
In Washington State.
Wait.
3 days ago. So another one, a 13-year-old girl. This happened 4 days ago.
So recently.
Where?
In Washington State. A 13-year-old girl was found
Bro, what's up with the DMV and these motherfuckers, bro? Damn.
hanging in a parking lot in Washington while live streaming her suicide. The chat was encouraging her to take her clothes off because they said it would be hotter, quote unquote. And I have the article about that, but she it's the criminal that convinced her originally to live stream this was he was dubbed with hundreds of crimes, and he victimized more than 30 children alone by himself. This one guy. The 13-year-old girl was hanging in a parking lot dead, while the chat was telling her to get naked because it would be hotter.
Did she do it?
And that just happened, so I don't know about an arrest on that yet.
Bro, doing all that just because you don't want photos to get leaked, man.
Slang, which I'll get into the videos in a second. So, cut signs, cut sluts, carving names, group names into their skin very deeply, not like scratching a little bit, like going in, you know, permanent
You told me in
scars.
Florida that one girl was swallowing razor blades,
A little boy, yeah.
or a boy.
Yeah, a little boy was swallowing razor blades on camera.
Oh my god.
Allure book, Allure book is a victim collage of CSAM that they will use to threaten to show family, friends, and school. Luring via social media, online games, leverage for nudes, and later extort via self-mutilation, suicide, and all the other things. Like one of them is lighting a homeless person on fire with a Molotov cocktail. That's something else that I'll show you.
Molotov cocktail? What is this, fucking GTA, bro?
Swatting, sending a SWAT team to a victim's house, tricking the local PD into believing an actual crime is being committed in their house. Tradecraft, that's the evasion playbook. So meaning they're encrypted chat rooms, and you need proof of crime to enter. So, like, you know, either it's a combination of you doing self-harm, showing the victims that you've had do things to themselves, murder videos of you doing things to animals or people, something that, you know, that they call that tradecraft. To get initiated into these groups, you need to prove tradecraft is the evasion side of things, like how to hide. The I don't know why I have it on the same line here, but the proof of crime to enter is what most of them require for you to join these private groups, where these people are at. Unless you're a victim, they'll just bring you in, obviously. Bricking, I explained what that is, throwing a brick or gunshot at the house, or multiple gunshots, where one of the cases was a teenage girl pregnant with a baby, and the brick went through her back windshield, put her into cardiac arrest, and killed her and the baby, just from a brick going through the windshield.
Yeah, all these people going to hell, bro.
Why would a victim want to join this? Do they
I wish I
feel
could
like
tell you.
They got mental issues. Mental issues.
don't belong anywhere else after they've become a victim because of the extortion?
It could definitely be the case.
Why would you want to do that to somebody else after you've just been through it?
I don't know. I can't put myself in their heads, because I can't comprehend this as a human being, how you could even do something like this.
Me neither.
So I don't know how a victim could turn into one of these scumbags, but it happens often, unfortunately. And they're young, impressionable kids. So the way I look at it, as I was young at one point in online chat rooms, and thank God I never had anything like this happen to me, and I never sent a naked photo in my life. So I've never had as a possibility, but I could see with some of the hacking communities I hung around doing illegal things, I could see myself doing something stupid that I normally wouldn't be doing otherwise, because I wanted to fit in with that specific group. And you talk about a 12, 13-year-old something girl or boy, maybe these people have convinced them what they're doing is okay. So I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalize why somebody could be that evil, but that it is a thing. And then the last one I want to add here, Sean, is blood writing, which is a very common thing they like to do, which is smearing blood on the wall, usually satanic symbols, usernames, and group names, in their own blood from the cut signs. So from there, I kind of want to put it in your hands here, where you can see what do you think the best way of doing this is? Because I have them organized in folders for the different categories of stuff. So do you have any questions before I show you that stuff, or do you want to see it and then talk about it?
Just flip it around and show it to me.